Hey guys, Problem1701 here, and today on It's Armageddon, we're going to be looking at second Doctor stories. Now, one of my fellow YouTube contributors, Paul, who also does a Doctor Who channel, and is one of my subscribers, just as I'm one of his subscribers, down in the comments, he had wanted me to do a list talking about the top 5 stories from each Doctor I would save in my It's Armageddon range that I do. And I thought, you know what, that's a really good idea. So we've already done a video for the first Doctor, so now this will be talking about the second Doctor era. And we will be looking just at this stories from 66 to 69 here. And I'm going to talk about the 5 stories I would save if there was an apocalypse and I could only save 5 stories from the second Doctor era. And the 5 I would save. And number 1 on the list is Power of the Daleks. I love Power of the Daleks. Even being animated, it's one of my favorite stories. It's like one of my, I think it was number 2 on my Dalek story list when I ranked all the Dalek stories. I think it was number 2. It's so good. It does so many things right. It's a great Dalek story. It's a great post-regeneration story. And it's just a great story. It's also a great season opener. Well, it's actually not a season opener. Let me rephrase that. I keep forgetting it's not a season opener. Because it's the 3rd story of the season. Yeah, I don't know where my mind went on that one for a second. I think people could be forgiven for thinking that it is though. But I love it. I really like the animation, especially the 2020 special edition animation. I think it works really well. I think it matches with the soundtrack really, really well. I love the actual soundtrack. I love the Daleks in it. I think the Daleks are phenomenal because the Daleks are at their best when the script remembers that they're geniuses and they're manipulative and they will do whatever it takes to achieve their end goal. Patrick is great in this. This is the story that would make or break Doctor Who, seeing whether someone could step into the role of the Doctor to replace Hartnell. Troughton does such a wonderful job here. We do have Ben and Polly there to kind of ease the transition into the new Doctor, and watching them kind of come to grips with him the same way the audience, I'm sure, was coming to grips with him at the time. It's just a phenomenal story. I absolutely love Power of the Daleks, and for it to be completely animated and for me to still have that opinion, I'm sure the original version of it was just a masterpiece as well. Next on the list is the War Games. I really love the War Games. It's 10 parts, but it never feels overly long for me. I mean, I know it gets a little repetitive with them getting caught, them getting away, them getting caught, them getting away. But it never feels padded to me. I actually think it's paced very well. I think it's a good story. I think it's got some great guest characters in it. It has some wonderful moments from Troughton. How dare you! And then, of course, the final episode is kind of one of those essential episodes of Doctor Who you just have to see. It's iconic for a reason. I absolutely love watching Troughton face down the Time Lords in it. It's such a good story. Number 3, I went with the Moon Base. Because 1, I really love the Moon Base myself. It's my favorite Cyberman story. But 2, I think it's really, really good. I think it's one of Troughton's best performances. It's a shame that we only have half of it existing. The other half's been animated. But I'll also say that the animation for the Moon Base is my favorite animation. They go for a very realistic take on the animation. So none of that crappy Scooby-Doo stuff from Fury. You know, I had to mention that somewhere. You know, it actually looks realistic, the way they move and act. Which I like. It has some great moments from Troughton, like when he does his there are some corners in the universe speech, which I really love. That bit when he's like, then I will stand right here with his face. He does a lot here. That episode 2 cliffhanger is amazing. You told them to search the base, yes. Everywhere, every nook and cranny, yes. Did you tell them to search in here? Well, did you tell them to search in here? That whole bit is beautiful, and Troughton plays that scene so well, not just with his voice, but with his face. It's one of the reasons why I'm glad episode 2 exists. You just see it on his face when he realizes the situation he's in. You just see that, oh crap, look, hit his face when he's like, and the whole time as he's talking to the other guy, you see that getting more and more on his face, that, did they search in here? I absolutely love it. Watching the Cybermen walk around on the moon is fantastic. I enjoy seeing how they take over, how they slowly planned their takeover. It's very methodical, very Cyberman-like. They weren't in any hurry to do it. I really like it. I'm not as keen on the actual Cyberman design, but the story is phenomenal. And even with only 2 episodes existing, the other 2 being animated, I definitely would keep it. It's really a good showcase for Troughton. Number 4, I went with the Seeds of Death, because I really wanted another complete Troughton story, although to be honest, now that I think about it, I probably should have put the Invasion there. So it'll either be the Seeds of Death or the Invasion, because I do love the Invasion a lot. Now that I'm looking at the list, I might actually change that. So I would either do the Seeds of Death or the Invasion for number 4. Thinking about it, I'd probably actually go with the Invasion. The Invasion's such a good Cyberman story. Troughton had so many good Cyberman stories. So yeah, I think I'll actually change that while I'm here. As much as I love Seeds of Death, the Invasion, with only 2 episodes missing and the animation being pretty good, I do think I would actually say the Invasion for number 4. It's such a good story. And plus, I just absolutely love that Cyberman design. The Invasion slash Revenge of the Cyberman design's probably my favorite Cyberman design. So yeah, that definitely goes on there. And then in 5th place, I did put Tomb of the Cyberman. So all of you people who have been yelling about why I haven't yet, it's on there. Tomb of the Cyberman, for me, is a little overrated, but it's still really good. It's got some really good scenes in it. Of course, the Cybermen coming out of their little hibernation is iconic. The Doctor giving his wonderful speech to Victoria, not only about her dad, but about how, no one in the universe can do what we're doing. That's the exciting thing. That's those are great moments. Troughton has some good moments. I love that bit when he grabs Jamie's hand and he's like, Tomb is really good. It's really hard to pick because I also wanted to put Macroterra on this list because I love Macroterra's animation. Again, I obviously wanted to put Seeds of Death on the list. So it's really hard to pick only 5 Troughtons. But those are the ones I'll go with. Power of the Daleks, War Games, Moonbase, The Invasion, and Tomb of the Cybermen. So that is my list. So let me know what you think of my list. I would like to know the 5 you would pick. It's not easy to choose, is it? And let me know. Comment down below. I always enjoy interacting with you guys. Other things to do: click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications so you never miss out on a new video. I do a new video every day. I also have a Patreon page if you would like to contribute to that. If you like what I do, there's a link to that down below if you want to become one of my patrons. My entry level tier is only $2 a month, and that'll help me out. Most importantly, though, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.